Greetings everyone, this is Larry Everett, the Elder Scrolls Online columnist for Massively. I write the Tamriel Infinium that comes out every Friday, where I talk about anything and everything to do with the Elder Scrolls Online. So that should be coming out today, so be sure to check that out. I do talk about some of my experiences in the Elder Scrolls Online beta. And speaking of which, that is what we're talking about today. I got the chance to get into Elder Scrolls Online and do a little bit of their PvP. Their PvP is set up like a lot of Realm versus Realm PvP. This one particular takes place in the area of Cyrodiil, which in the center of Cyrodiil is the Imperial City, which is taken over by Molag Bal, the main enemy, if you will, of Elder Scrolls Online. He is a Daedric prince who likes to torture humans or other sentient beings that live in Tamriel. So he has taken over the Imperial City, and what this has done is pretty much created a vacuum of power, and the three factions of Tamriel are looking to possibly rule over all of Tamriel by taking the seat in the Imperial City if they can defeat Molag Bal. But first, what they have to do is defeat the other two factions before that can happen. So let me go over real quickly the three factions that are involved here. You'll find the faction that I am a part of is in the upper, let's say the northern eastern side of Cyrodiil. They come in from the northeast side there. They are the Ebonheart Pack. This consists of the Nords, which are human-like, and the Argonians, which are the lizard people, and then you have the Dark Elves, also known as Dunmer. Then in the, let's go to the south here, you have the Aldemiri Dominion, which consists of two different elven races, the High Elves, or the Altmer, and the Wood Elves, which are called the Bosmer. Then you have the feline humanoids, which are called the Khajiit. Now, if we head up to the northwest, we'll find two human races, the Bretons, which are primarily magic users, and the Red Guard, who are known to be gifted warriors. And then we also have the Orc race, which I think everybody knows what an Orc is. These three races form the Daggerfall Covenant. Now, Cyrodiil, although it is a PvP area, it does have a few other things in there that I'd like to mention really quickly that unfortunately I didn't get a chance to check out. But there are dungeons in there, 4-man dungeons. There's also explorable areas, as well as some hidden treasures like sky shards, which 3 sky shards will get you new skill points. So it's not, although it is all PvP, that's not the only thing that happens there. And I also have another really quick confession to make here. I am shooting this so that you guys can see everything that's going on. Unfortunately, I am not that great a PvPer. I like PvP. I think PvP is wonderful, and I really like PvP in an RVR setting. However, admittedly, I'm not the best at it. So let's talk about a few of the things that you'll see in Cyrodiil while you're PvPing, and some of these strategic areas that you'll run into whenever trying to conquer the other team, or the other factions, I should say. So first off, I mean, the keeps are the most important thing. The keeps are your territory. They tell you how much territory you own, what kinds of resources that your side of the conflict has, and also the keeps have an added bonus of being travel points. So if a keep is not being attacked and is owned by your faction, and there is another, as you can see on the map there is lines that directly connect all the keeps together. If one of those lines connect to something else that your faction owns, you can travel between two of these connected areas. Surrounding these keeps are resources that help upkeep your fortress, the main fortress, the keep. These consist of like mines or farms, those kinds of things. And if you are taking somebody else's keep, it is a good idea to take these resources first. That way, eventually they will run out of resources and not be able to fight you, and you can then take down the keep a little bit easier. And speaking of taking down the keep itself, you can attack nearly every part of the keep. There is really nothing that is not destructible, if you will. If you don't want to go through the main gate, although the main gate is likely the weakest area, it isn't necessarily strategically the best area to try to hit. As I'm sure some other RVR PvPers will tell you, sometimes hitting a sidewall can be advantageous to you. However, unlike some of the other RVR games that are out there that deal with keeps, such as Guild Wars 2, a whole group of people can come up and say attack the door and eventually bring it down. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, in Elder Scrolls Online, that's just not going to happen. If you go up to one of the keep's door and start banging on it with your sword, it's just not going to work. You have to use different types of siege engines, and in Elder Scrolls Online there are 3 different kinds of siege engines. There are the ballista, which, if you're not familiar, what they do is they throw giant spears at either players or walls or whatever happens to be in its way, and some of these can be set on fire, some of them can throw lightning, those kinds of things. Then you also have your catapult, or in this particular case it's a trebuchet, and it serves the same purpose. This one has a little bit more distance than the ballista, but it's not as accurate of an aim, but it is definitely powerful. And then lastly you have battering rams, which are specifically designed to take down doors, but they can also be used to take down walls too. And one of the things that I think is really interesting about Elder Scrolls Online's RVR PvP is that you absolutely have to use these siege engines. It is necessary for the to take down a keep. You just absolutely cannot do it otherwise. And the job of the guys that aren't manning these siege engines, their job is then to protect these siege engines, because you can definitely hit the NPCs that appear every once in a while on the ground level, and you can also hit the other player characters if they are not hiding behind the wall or something along that line. So I really like that part of this RVR system versus say Guild Wars 2. I think it's a little more, and I hesitate to use this word, but I feel that it's a little bit more realistic, if you will. And I enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun while I was there, and unfortunately I did not get to finish out. I ran out of time and could not finish taking down this keep that we were working on, but as you can see in the video, we did end up taking down one of the walls, which made me very, very happy. So I definitely recommend this. If you're into PvP, I'm not sure exactly yet if it's worth the subscription cost, but it's definitely a lot of fun. And if you're into RVR PvP, I think you should at least give this a shot. And that's it for me today. Again, this has been Larry Everett with Massively. Be sure to catch the Tamriel Infinium today and the other Elder Scrolls first impressions that we gave last week. And if you are looking to follow Massively, you can certainly follow Massively on Twitter at Massively. You can catch them also on Facebook at facebook.com/Massively, and I will see you later.